Remember that mind-blowing scene in The Matrix where Neo downloads kung fu skills directly into his brain? Neuralink might not be there yet, but it's taking us one step closer to that sci-fi dream. Brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, have been a concept brewing for a long time. Early scientific thinkers like Ewald Strauss in the 1920s explored the possibility of brain stimulation implants, and pioneers like Gray Walter experimented with electrical stimulation in the 1960s. These early ideas laid the groundwork for the more sophisticated BCIs being developed today, taking us closer to a world where our thoughts can directly interact with technology. Let's simplify Elon Musk's newest obsession, which is all about creating a seamless connection between your thoughts and computers. Unless you've been living under a rock, you might have heard Elon Musk's Neuralink has revealed the first human recipient of their brain chip implant. 29-year-old Arizona native Noland Arbaugh was paralyzed after a freak accident in 2016. A few days ago, Neuralink's technology enabled him to play chess for the first time in 8 years. But what's in it for an average person like you and me? Before we get lost in visions of telepathic battles and superhuman cognition, let's take a deep breath and unpack the reality of Neuralink. First things first, let's clear up some misconceptions. Neuralink isn't about ripping out your brain and replacing it with a computer chip. It's a much more intricate dance. Imagine a tiny device about the size of a dime, right under your scalp. That's the N1 chipset, Neuralink's technological marvel. This chip houses ultra-thin wires, thinner than a hair, that act like microscopic spies. Implanting these delicate wires requires a level of precision. That's why Neuralink relies on a specialized robot. After drilling a hole in your scalp, this robotic assistant carefully inserts the N1 chip and the thin wires into specific areas of your brain. These threads act like microscopic eavesdroppers, picking up the electrical signals that your neurons fire constantly. This information is then translated by a computer program, allowing you to control external devices with your thoughts alone. The N1 chip is equipped with a wireless charging system. This technology holds immense promise, particularly for individuals with neurological conditions like paralysis, ALS, or epilepsy. Imagine someone with quadriplegia being able to operate a robotic arm or control a wheelchair just by thinking about it. This would restore a massive degree of independence and dignity. By monitoring brain activity, Neuralink could potentially predict and even prevent seizures in people with epilepsy. But not all revolutions are free of ethical questions. With such groundbreaking technology comes a slew of ethical concerns. One of the biggest ethical landmines surrounding Neuralink and BCIs is the question of brain property rights. Imagine your thoughts and memories translated into digital data. Who owns that data? You? The corporation that developed the BCI? The government? Currently, intellectual property laws protect things you create, like written works or inventions. But what about your thoughts? Are they creations or simply internal processes? If your thoughts are digitized and stored somewhere, they become vulnerable to hacking. Imagine a world where someone could steal your memories or even manipulate your thoughts through a BCI breach. Robust cybersecurity measures will be essential, but are they foolproof? Imagine criminals targeting individuals with unique skills or knowledge stored in their BCIs. This raises serious privacy concerns and ethical dilemmas. Another major ethical hurdle facing Neuralink is the potential for it to exacerbate social inequalities. Neuralink technology is complex and expensive to develop and implement. Access to quality health care is already unequal in many parts of the world. Imagine a scenario where BCIs become essential medical treatments for certain conditions. Will those without the financial means be left behind? Since this is a very new technology, the answers to these questions are still being pondered by the experts. Governments could allocate resources to research and development of BCIs, making the technology more affordable and accessible. Encouraging open-source collaboration in BCI development could accelerate innovation and drive down costs, making the technology more accessible globally. As BCIs like Neuralink become more sophisticated, they raise profound questions about the very nature of what it means to be human. If our brains are increasingly augmented with technology, where do we draw the line between human and machine? Will we become a hybrid species, cyborgs with enhanced cognitive abilities? Or will our reliance on BCIs diminish what makes us uniquely human? Our thoughts, memories, and emotions are fundamental to our sense of self. If these can be manipulated or enhanced through BCIs, how will it affect our identity? Could we become something entirely different, losing touch with our core humanity? If BCIs can one day replicate or even surpass human consciousness, what does that mean for the concept of a soul? Will machines ever achieve sentience, blurring the lines between artificial and natural intelligence? These are philosophical questions that have been pondered for centuries. Are we really going to become cyborgs? We need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of BCIs. Philosophers, artists, scientists, ethicists, and the public at large need to be involved in this discussion. As we develop this technology, we must prioritize human values like empathy, compassion, and critical thinking. The ultimate goal of any technology should be to help us flourish as individuals and as a species, augmenting our strengths without threatening our existence. Neuralink's recent success with Noland Arbaugh is a tantalizing glimpse into the future. But it's crucial to remember this is just the opening act. We need to proceed with a healthy mix of excitement and caution. The human brain is the most complex organ we know. While short-term studies can assess basic functionality and safety, the long-term effects of BCIs remain a mystery. Could BCIs have unintended consequences in memory, learning, or even personality? Longitudinal studies are needed to monitor these potential effects. Imagine the allure of constant mental stimulation or augmented reality experiences. Could BCIs become addictive, leading to social withdrawal or neglecting real-world responsibilities? These are just some of the unknowns we need to address. While the potential to restore mobility, unlock human potential, and redefine communication is undeniable, this technology sits at a crossroads. Are we on the verge of a golden age or on the edge of a dystopian nightmare? The path we choose hinges on our collective responsibility. What kind of future do we want to create with this technology? This isn't just about the how, it's about the why and the what if. Neuralink isn't just about implanting chips in brains, it's about implanting the seeds of a future brimming with possibilities. Elon Musk's vision for Neuralink goes far beyond restoring lost abilities. While the initial focus is on helping people with paralysis regain communication and control, Musk has hinted at a future filled with even more mind-blowing achievements, like regaining eyesight, curing neurological disorders, and even experiencing alternate realities. These ideas sound like science fiction, but according to Musk, they might not be so far-fetched. Despite of Musk's enthusiasm, these grand claims come with a big question mark. There's no concrete timeline for achieving these futuristic feats, and some experts remain skeptical. The human brain is incredibly complex, and fully interfacing with it remains a significant challenge. The future is unfolding at an unprecedented rate, but one thing's for sure. This technology has the potential to radically change the way we live, think, and interact with the world.